Are them alone?
Tell them again. Vote for Labour. Problem make we vote for Labour. Hands and hearts and vote for Labour. Brothers and sisters, vote for Labour. Make we vote for Labour. That's right. I better Jamaica. I bright young leader. Tell your neighbor we vote for Labour. Everybody vote for Labour. Tell them why. Our leader is a young man. He can depend to lead us home to victory. And you, bro, I'm literally at the altar.
Yes, you know, the tension about the double mass meeting this weekend. I understand that the PNP has now officially announced the cancellation or the postponement of their meeting. They announced it today. But the issue is that they have been telling their supporters from as far back as Monday that they not keep no meeting again across the road. You see me telling you how mischievous these people are. From Monday, they are telling supporters that they not keep no meeting. Right? But it was in the news, you know, this and that. So today now them officially walk it back and say they nah keep. But we don't know who them a try trick. But as I said, them are not my problem. I have been seeing a couple of videos circulating. They have a young blogger. Well, I don't think it's one brother who have absolutely no heritage in Jamaica. You know, Banya, you know, Livia, not invested here. In just know say one name they online and somebody send him a thing and say you must go there and blog for PNP. So now he's all in blogging PNP. Ask him why him don't know and just know say at the end of all this I get a little money. But he's out there now. He's out there now. Well, I try to switch back to him like it. He's there now on the internet preaching PNP politics.
Oh.
Right? Telling people, say, what Andrew Holness is doing in Jamaica. And again, this is a man who I don't think he can point to Jamaica on a map. I don't think he can point Jamaica on a map.
We're going to see a lot of those.
But yet, still, his social media job these days is to try and meddle in a Jamaica politics. This is the game that we face. All because of desperation and in an attempt to...
You hear me?
Oh, you just barely hear you now. Go on, you have to turn up a little louder.
I don't know what is happening here.
I have my device turned on. I got my device turned on.
No. I don't know what kind of Minecraft the PNP are playing or mind games, but I know exactly what they want. Now, if you submitted your application first, why the hell would you choose Crossroad as an alternative? The PNP have a very rich history of calling and winning elections, general elections at halfway tree. Just look where they have been called by Portia Simpson Miller and PJ Patterson. And if you go off a history, right, for your final and your last big meeting, it would have been at a place where you have called and won many elections. Why would you pick the smallest venue out of, which is Crossroad, where you don't have no history of calling elections, you don't have any history of anything, but you would have selected Crossroad against halfway tree? Nonsense. What the PNP doing, they knew very well that the Jamaica Labour Party submitted their application. They went on to submit their application for Crossroad because halfway through was no longer available, knowing very well that they were cancelled. Now, when they cancel, a lot of Jamaicans, undecided voter, would look at it and say, wait, government is only after power. Why did they cancel? Let me check Mark Golding because Mark Golding cares about it more because Mark Golding went ahead and canceled because we know exactly what would have happened. Would have political unrest. But Mark Golding is so Jamaican. Mark Golding is so this. Mark Golding cares about us. And that is why Mark Golding cancelled. Craft. I would have spoke back say I try to.
I'm sure that one day now go sit nowhere with nobody.
A craft. All mind games. They have been doing this. Remember, you know, they set up the atmosphere already. They make the atmosphere charged. Very charged. We come for war, from war. If a blood and red, get busy, get wicked upon them. These are Jamaican people that political unrest is near. Political unrest is sure. And you see the ammunition firing them all about ray. So a lot of Jamaicans are very concerned. And you know, position yourself to have conflict imminent, but then you draw back. A lot of Jamaicans gonna start look on you and say, oh, you are responsible. Wanna take big man for idiot? How would they have money to try to play craft pan? Undecided vote them at try win.
As Mr. Winner, it's from Monday. From Monday, dear people has been on social media speaking, saying that the meeting cancelled. That from Monday, they on social media say that. So the idea of the build up and then the cancellation was because other people on the hotel couldn't keep the secret. From Monday, then they on social media talk, so the meeting cancelled. We get information. People from higher up. Call we and say we not about get no bus or anything. But guys, listen to me. I am comfortable in making a pronouncement that Jamaica won't return to no political violence. I am comfortable despite the best efforts, and yes, I am going to say despite the best efforts of Mark Golding and the PNP, beside the best efforts of Dayton Campbell and the PNP, Jamaica will not go back to political violence. But before we get to that, I was addressing one little.
Anyways, Chuck, I got one. That's what I wanted to say because we don't know who the
All right,
so me glad in that sense. Me happy. Say they know about pursue this thing because we know exactly what they were gonna do. Argument done. Let us get back to basic. Labor rights, we can come out and come celebrate Sunday. It's going to be massive. It's going to be huge. And I come out and I call and come because it's going to be a time to remember.
No vuvuzela, bring on a bell.
We're going to give them a 2016 reincarnation.
All right,
later.
Bring on a vuvuzela. All right, so as I was saying now, this brother now, the man no born in Jamaica, the man no live in Jamaica, the man no have no interest in Jamaica. But him go social media, and them people go there. So guess what? He was one of them that was roped into the $1 billion plan. And now he's on social media speaking about Jamaica. Now, when them say things, we have to give the contrast, the context to what them beliefs they don't pick. The gentleman say Andrew Holness now create no job for nobody in Jamaica. Jamaica's unemployment rate is at 3.3%, the lowest in our history. Yes. The man say Andrew had dig people in a financial hole. All Andrew friend them a benefit. Jamaica poverty rate is at 8.2%, the lowest in our history. In say Anjo to allow the people to kill off picnic. Jamaica has a 45% reduction in major crime. So all of these criticism where them are level out there to people who don't know the numbers, the facts and the ground don't match them statement. Jamaica is now at a place where if you listen to any major newscast in the last year and a half, crime is no longer the lead story. In any newscast, check them back for yourself. In the last year and a half, in the last 12 to 16 months, 12 to 18 months, crime is no longer the lead story. What is the lead story upon news these days? The Prime Minister has opened another development. The Prime Minister has broken ground for another development. These are the lead story. Jamaica is moving forward. The United States, 6 to 7 months, no, Benji. The reduction in crime started from 2023. So no, it's in the last 12 to 18 months. Crime are not the lead story anymore. Ribbon cutting, groundbreaking, those are now the lead story in Jamaica. That is how we are. The United States government in their independent message congratulated us on the work we are doing to reduce crime. The reduction started declining. Benji, listen to me now. In 2023, we had an 8% reduction in murders. In 2024, we have a 20% reduction in murder. And so far in 2025, we have a 45%. January gone was the lowest turnout in January, so it can't be 60 months. Benji, just listen to me, Benji. I said this all the while. When I come, I don't come here to mislead. So when me tell you something, if you never sure of it, just check it out and then come back. Yeah, 2023 a 8% reduction, 2024 a 20% reduction. You work for the media, me work for the media too. Me work for the media too, Benji. Me work for the media too. Right? And I'm asking you, did we have a 8% reduction? Did we have an 8% reduction in murder in 2023? Jamaica, I soon get to you. Hold on, give me a second. I soon come to you. Just for time, let me deal with Benji first. In Benji, did we have an 8% reduction in murder in 2023, Benji? All right, Benji not there. So let me get to you, Jamaica. Yet still police get zero. What police get zero in Jamaica? Jamaica, do me a favor. Send me a request and comment. May I have the conversation? Come, Jamaica, press the request button. I want you to tell me what did the police get zero in. That's what I want to know. And Benji, you can come too. Let me say me can deal with it one time. Come Jamaica, come tell me what did the police get zero in. Because if you are talking about the wage negotiation, me know there's a wage negotiation going on. Me know so they don't sign no contract yet. So I don't see how you can tell me say the police get. Yes, that is that. Have they signed a contract yet, my friend? Simple quest. Simple put. Have they signed a contract? Benji, how you get your job in a media? 8% reduction in major crimes, not murders. So are you saying to me, Benji, that murder is not a major crime? Are you just right? Say is a 8% reduction in major crimes and not murder. Are you saying to me that murder is not a major crime? At least one hour have to start make sense, it's a conversation now go away. Now, Jamaica, let me deal with you first. Jamaica, there's a negotiation going on, my friend. You put your half and me put mine, and with me. That's how negotiation go. I was involved in several union negotiation. Yes. I was involved in several union negotiation. So me can tell you, there's a negotiation going on, my boss. So when you go come here and say, yet police get zero. Police don't get no zero, my brother, no contract, no sign it. There's a negotiation that just start with the majority of these negotiations go on for 2 years before them sign. Because let me tell you something. Let me tell you this. One of the best things out of negotiation, and all people know this, is the retroactive. Okay? Is the retro. So you know what is zero after the police. Nobody not signing for no zero, my brother. Nobody not signing for no zero. Nobody now signed for no zero. So now what's zero alpha, Bridget? There's a negotiation going on. Sorry, I see you say, but I can't see it. Then put it this way, my Bridget. Put it this way. Put it this way. The Jamaica Labour Party has given the public sector, including the police, the largest increase them ever get in them history. The opponent have a history of putting under wage freeze. So if you are indeed a member of the police force or a supporter of the police force, the choice will be yours whether you want to choose another period of wage freeze or you want to choose a government that gives you an increase every year, no matter how small it is. You decide. So the choice is simple. The choice is very simple. The PNP put it under wage freeze. Wage freeze. While the Jamaica Labour Party going to increase. So even if you want to come here and you want to tell me anything, that is what I vote for. Either wage freeze or wage increase. I found a decision. Listen. I do not have the brain power to argue with you over foolishness. Now back to you now, Benji. Benji, what you say? Benji said it is a major crime, but the murder rate by itself was not less. Benji, go on the Jamaica Constabulary website, please. But you don't need to go, Benji, because you say you work for media. I am not supposed to be having this conversation where you take my brain cell and you say you work in a media, Benji. Please, do better than that. Jamaica, all right, listen to me. Jamaica, let me tell you which part of stupidity comes in now. Here's which part of stupidity comes in, Jamaica. And again, me say, more you send me a request and comment me and you have the reasoning. And that more you do. Come, send me a request and comment me and you have the good reasoning. Because as me say, I am not against talking to people that opposing views, but the thing is, if I follow no thing, I will not making any sense. And it use up my brain cell. So send me a request and comment me and your reason out this thing. Please, do that for me, Jamaica. But again, I'm going to tell you this. Hold on. Let me bring up the salary scale again. This one don't have police. But this one can go to the nurses. And I'm going to read out this, Bridget. This a public sector. So allow me to read out this one. Allow me to read out this one. And I'm going to see. So it says before 2023, this is I don't know what the category, but it says RN8. I don't know what the category, but it says previous to 2022, the salary scale was between 3.5 and 4.2 million. Remember, you try to convince a government alone get big raise. Well, let me say, I can flip the camera and show. I don't want to believe this lie, I tell. Me on the government salary website, but it's at the nursing section. So listen to me now. Listen to me now. Before 2022, the salary was between 3.5 and 4.2. As of 2024, that salary jumped between 10 and 11.8 million dollars. RN is like, all right. So it moved from 3 to 10 million dollars. But Jamaica, you tell me say a politician alone get big raise. Right? And you say no allowance, but here's their allowance. $11,000 for them called patronage. 94,000 location incentive. And 894,000 traveling. These are all listed there on their website. And here's another thing. Let me tell you this now. And let me tell you this. Sometimes you think. So let me go down the roadway. Well, I know Benji, me soon come back to you, Benji. Me try to give you a chance to realize where I say what stupidness. But let me come back to you now and me say this. Even if I go down the road with you, even if they included all of that in your salary, guess what? When you now go to the negotiation table, you are now negotiating from a bigger base. So when the government give you 10%, you are no longer getting 10% of $500. You get 10% of $5,000. So don't come here and tell me say you do not get no benefit. But yet you know a lobby for people who put you under fucking wage freeze for 10 years. Wage freeze them put you under and them who no come here and defend same way. The whole I only need to fuck off and left the island and go, man. You don't have nothing but to know. Go and go defend PNP, make them put you back under fucking wage freeze, make you not suffer again. Me not they say someone of you just put in some blood clot. Me tell you otherwise so my time on dumb reasoning. On dumb reasoning. Tick me off. Yeah, well, me I go black on. Me I go black on off of my place. And no because me no want to talk to now because you know I get me angry all the while. I go black on. On no reasoning don't make sense. Proper fix now. Me not no time for you. Me not no time for you, no, Bridget. On circular reasoning to me. On just don't. On facts seems to be at a loggerhead, and me can't bother with it. Me can't bother with it. So I go move on. At that you know they are defend, Benji. Me not hold on. Back to you now, Benji. Benji are two different things. You know, Benji. Benji, go to the JCF website. Go onto the JCF website, Benji, and read. And the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Them no want come up, man. I in a chat. And you know why they don't want come up? Because one of them are probably Diego or somebody. We know them voice, so them now go come up for talk. Them are go sit down long there and hide. But at one account me have. One account me have. At any point they make me can't defend it. So me not fi hide under 1,000 different account. Fi come pretend like the PNP have one whole heap of support. Where now the same man have about 50 account, 30 account, where them log in and then comment here and them have one whole heap. When you go on social media and you look for comments, at some account we have 1 and 2 followers will just start what there. Right? Now again, the PNP have the public sector under wage. They had them under wage freeze from 1997 until 2007 when the Jamaica Labour Party come. They got the first increase. Yes, the first increase came back under the Jamaica Labour Party when the Jamaica Labour Party brought up the public sector to 80% of the private sector. When the PNP came back to power in 2012, wage freeze again. And the party were coming and give the largest increase, and them will have a problem with it. Benji, you don't have to agree with me, but I am speaking the fact. The facts the JCF reported that there was an 8% reduction in murder in 2023, a 20% reduction in 2024, and so far this year, we are having a 45% reduction. Okay? And if you want to break down the figures, them also tell you that if you go general now, major crimes are down, they put their own number. Well, let me find the JCF website. Me not like argue with people who believe say when you come with your emotions, it make you right. Emotions don't make you right. Emotions close judgment. So let me access the JCF website for you since you cannot do it. So we are now 2024. '24, '25. I parish now. Let me scroll down and see this. '36. It says a shooting. Shootings have its own number. Person of interest have its own number. But this is the murder figure. Okay, sir? The murder figures tell you that for 2023, there was an 8% reduction. I don't understand what you do at the media house. Somebody say, I clean at your work, and I tend to believe it. That's why I don't report on these things, because I don't pretend not to know. That's why Gleaner don't report on them. That's why Gleaner has never found a space on its headline to report on the murder statistics in Jamaica. That nearly 300 less persons have been murdered since the start of the year than there was last year. 300, and Gleaner has never found not even a little column, not even a little 10 by 10 column to report that. So yes, you're right. If a Gleaner you work with, I would understand why you hold that view. I would understand why you hold that view, right? When the information is readily available right here. The Gleaner is a propaganda newspaper, man. Propaganda paper, them turn themselves. Oliver Clark, the late managing director, I am sure is right now turning in his grave after seeing what his paper has become. Yes, he's turning in his grave after seeing what his paper has become. Me tell myself, so me not make no more comrade come upset me. And see there, because I no drink no rum. Me allow it here. Let me get back to my reasoning. But as me say, in the salary scale, if these people, if you follow them reasoning, RN8, RN7 I want to find the pre-trained nurse. That are the lowest level I would assume. No, I don't want to go nurse. I want the teachers one, pre-general teachers. Right. Them say politicians alone get big raise. Right. So these are trained teachers with diploma whose salary move from 1 million to 2.2 million. 900,000 to 2.2 million. 900,000 specialists to 1.7 million. 600, call it 700,000 to 1.4 million. So these are 100% increase. So from 100 to 200 to 300, everybody get it right across the board. Right? But in order to poison people's mind, it is reported, oh, politicians get raised. No. The public sector got an increase. Again, you know, me tell you, listen to me. Hold on, let me follow you back. And then let me say, me can invite you now. Send me a request and come now. Me and you have a discussion. Me can't bother with fear. Look. Come tell me which part me I tell a lie. Me I give you the opportunity. Come up and come tell me where I am telling a lie. Me know, you see, I pride myself that when I sit here, I give people honest information. Don't just sit in the chat and type, you a lie. Me want you come up. Me want you come up. The JCF website only provide to 2020. Why may I tell you, if a gleaner you work for Fichu, gleaner really gone to the dogs. But here we are, you know, Jamaica. You see, since you know want to come up, this is the only reason why me black people from over here, so now. Now me I go bar you, me no want you over here. You come here, you call me a lie. I ask you to come up and step to me. Make me and you have the reasoning. Make me and you have the reasoning. That's what me I say.
It seems like you're lonely, you need company up here. I'm here. Move on. Let's go.
No. There's somebody down there calling me a liar.
But it's not just him. Most of the PNP is gonna call you a liar. Let's go. Move on.
No, he's man of PNP.
Well, we all know that's a lie, Chuck. So let's go.
Where is it? Hold on. I told them I deal.
I have good news for you, but if you keep it up, it won't be good news no more. So let's go. I got my come up here.
You know the good news. They can transfer. You know the good. Transfer the little money to my bank.
Yeah, keep dreaming.
Well, no, let me see. Benji said we are it only, but Benji, we are not speaking about 2020. We are talking about 2024, 2023, and 2023, 24, and 25. Yes, that's what we are talking about. Benji, listen, Benji, me and you, apparently we have a difference of opinion on something, but my is facts. I don't know what you is. For the last 12 to 18 months, murder have not been headline in any newscast in Jamaica. Okay, Benji? I want you to do for me, Benji. What I want you to do for me is to prove me wrong. Bring up the headline where the news, where murder was the lead story. That's all I say. You're working at the media, so that should be easy for you. You're working in the media, so that should be very easy for you. So bring up the headline where murder was the lead story. Now, again, I was earlier addressing a gentleman. I was earlier addressing a gentleman that had absolutely no interest in Jamaica, but he was promised some money to blog for the People's National Party. And he might take it now, but my statement is not incorrect, Benji. My statement is not incorrect. And now I'm giving you the chance. I said, show me the headline.
Hold on. I'm inviting Benji. And this is the
I have
last
been
time.
inviting them
Hold
for the
on.
longest while.
This is the last Chuck is gonna call you. Even look at you, because I'm gonna block you. This is the last time I'm inviting you on the platform. You can come up and have a conversation, a discussion. It is so backwards for you to be typing and Chuck even having a conversation with you, not knowing who you are, what you're talking about. It is annoying. And so if Chuck makes you one more time, I'm blocking you. So it's up to you, Chuck.
Come and join. They can tell me where my statement was wrong and present the evidence. Now, I have not seen, and nobody here, I have what, 157 persons here. Tell me when last you see murder as the headline in any newscast in Jamaica. Not for the last 12 to 18 months.
Correct. Muting him. Won't be blocking him. Thank you, guys. I will be muting him.
Right? But here's the thing. No matter with where the other side I go come with. The fact is, Jamaica is in one of the greatest positions we have ever been in. We have only been in a position like this back in 1972 and back in 1989. And those 2 years were election years, and the Jamaica people voted for the People's National Party. And we were back into the hole. This election coming, we can't do it again. We can't do it again. But there's a difference this time. All right, here Jamaica, we are going to mute you, because again, Jamaica, mute Jamaica. Give him 5 minutes break for me. I know because you disagree with me, it's because you're not following the reasoning. An offer is an offer. Negotiation is like this, Jamaica. Me make an offer, you make an offer. Me counter offer, you counter offer, until we get somewhere where we're comfortable. That's how negotiation go. I was in a part of several negotiations. I've been a part of it. I've sat around the negotiating table. Me know how unions work. So your statement, your opening statement, say police get 0% was total bullshit, because there's a negotiation coming on. Right? It's total bullshit. A negotiation is presently happening. So you can't come here and say people get something where they not get. Why not come out? Breaking news, PNP had no plans for meeting in Crossroad. Well, by from Monday, them I tell them people, from Monday, them people have on social media, so they may say they know if look no bus cannot meet in and keep. Are you living in England? Where I am living in is none of your goddamn concern. The only way me tell you where me I live is if you are going to send me 1 month rent. Right? They had no plans for any meeting, Barry. No plans. They had no plans for any meeting. Right? It was just a little mind game to see if one broke rod, I go back down. Right? But the problem is that we have a police force that is equipped, trained, and motivated. And despite what anybody wants to say, it's getting a damn good salary. Let's not forget that under the previous administration, they could not attract anybody to join the police force. The police force was an embarrassment. No vehicle, no proper uniform, no vehicle, no proper uniform, no proper salary. You could not attract people. Now we are attracting university graduates. People are now seeing the JCF as a career path now. Respectability is being returned to the Jamaica Constabulary Force. And because of all of this, we are seeing a 45% reduction in murders. That has been at the heart of our problem for the last 20 to 25 years. Yes, it has been at the heart. When the PNP had a problem with a high murder rate, what did they do? They abandoned the JCF and they went to England and then get some English third-rate police officer to come and say that they are in charge of the JCF because they did not have the confidence in the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Again, fast forward to 2013, Peter Bunting as the police, as the national security minister, went on a platform and says, well, the best efforts of the Jamaica Constabulary Force will not be able to solve Jamaica's crime problem. Well, at the Jamaica Constabulary Force has solved the problem now. So the problem was not the force, it was him, Peter Bunting, and the PNP. Divine intervention is when for divine intervention. The Lord, in all his wisdom, sent us Andrew Holness and the Jamaica Labour Party. And because of that, we are now seeing a 45% reduction in murder.
Hey, Chuck.
Yeah, man.
You know, I have been looking at the Jamaica economy, right? And looking at what the government is doing right now. Our capex budget has been, our capital expenditure budget has been at probably one of the highest we have seen in a very long time. And that is because of the fiscal space.
In the last 35 years.
Right, and that is the highest we have seen in the last 35 years, as you said. Now, that came about as a result of two things. We have grown our economy and we have brought our debt to GDP down, which creates a lot more fiscal space within the economy for the government to be able to do a lot more things. Not only did our capex budget increase significantly, but our recurrent expenditures are also.
Barry, when you use the word capex, call out the full name. Then we are talking about the capital expenditure. In other words, our housekeeping money.
Right, the money that we use to actually do projects, infrastructure, and all of those things. That is the capital. Right. Yeah. And so the recurring expenditure now would be money that recurring, that payment that is recurring. Like, for example, the money that we use to pay police, pay teachers, salaries, maintain hospital, salaries, and all of those things. Those are recurring expenditure because you have to constantly keep doing them. Right? Now, capital expenditure is a one-off budget. That, for example, if you go and fix a road and you spend $10 million on that road, when that road is fixed, you don't have to spend that $10 million again. But if you pay a police this month, you have to pay them next month, you have to pay them the other month, and that's why it's called recurring expenditure. So, with our capital expenditure budget being the way it is, and if you notice a number of things that the government has done, the Cornwall Regional, the hospital, the $45 billion for the Spark programs, the water projects that are currently completed, those money have already been expended. Those money would have already been taken care of out of this budget. So the space in the next budget is going to be available. The problem that the government has now is not really the budget, but it's how to actually spend the amount of money that they will have. Because in addition to the money that they now have for capital expenditure, they are going to have greater fiscal space within the budget after they would have actually lowered the debt to GDP from 68% to 60% and below 60% based on projection. Because the projection now is indicating that as of today, we're at 64% debt to GDP. And by 2027 budget, we should be at about 56% debt to GDP because of the growth in the economy and the debt payment that we have actually had. We have planned to pay down our debt. And there are two ways to reduce debt to GDP. One, you grow the economy and pay down your debt. And based on what we are seeing, the projection is that the debt to GDP should be at 60%, but we are going to actually overshot our target. And we possibly may see a 56, 57% debt to GDP, which what that will do is create more fiscal space within the economy. And what that means is that what you see happening now is going to be child's play to what happened when the government puts out the new manifesto. And based on what we have seen in terms of the projects, the achievement of the government done, we now trust this government to do what they say that they are going to do. And so when you see that manifesto comes out, you're going to say, my God, is this what the government plan to do for the next financial year and beyond? So excited times are ahead.
We have to note in his 2023 budget presentation, Nigel Clark at the time told us that for the past about 2 years, they were unable to complete the spending of their capital expenditure.
Yeah.
Don't you remember when he said that?
Yes, because of the red tapes and the bureaucracy. Yes.
Yes, because of the public bureaucracy. Because of the red tape for them have to go to implement projects. Right? So when you have a lot of persons, Barry, that have been asking, why you know all of them projects are going? And I've been telling people, say, don't look at when the project start. Go back and check when the project was announced.
That's right.
And government don't announce one project, so I go build one plant on this and just go down there and just start work. No, that's not how government work. Right? When government announces a project, it takes time from the conceptualization of that project to the implementation of it. It takes time. I will agree that a majority of that time is basically a waste of time.
Yes.
Red tape or procedure.
Because if you don't follow those red tape, Chuck, people are going to tell you that you are corrupt.
Yes, I'm going to scandal and corruption. But most of those things were put in place because of the very same PNP government at them. Because of the level of corruption that they undertake in their 18 years, why so much red tape have to go in place.
All right. And so Chuck, I want to point out something more, Chuck. I want to point out something more. So a key plank of the government's plan moving forward is how we can retain or prevent our public sector workers from leaving our shores, which is our teachers, our police, our nurses, our doctors, our engineers. I know how the government is going to be able to do that. The government is going to provide the kind of remuneration to these people, not only to prevent those that we now have in the country, but to lower people would have left the country to come back because we would now, as a country, be paying more than what they are earning in other countries. And the government has the budget and the fiscal space within the budget to undertake that kind of remuneration moving forward. It may not happen next year, but it may happen the year after, because as long as we, based on all of these that you now see, the capital expenditure project, they are poised to grow the economy. And the more the economy grows, the more money the government has to spend and to actually undertake these things. So you see all of these developments coming, and you hear people talking about brain drain and migration. You'll soon see an influx of people coming back to Jamaica because the remuneration is going to be of such that everybody is going to want to come back to live on the rock. And nobody wants to live outside of Jamaica.
We're seeing that right now, Barry, with lots of teachers that recently left our shores are coming back. And there are actually teachers and nurses that are today refusing the offer to migrate.
That's it.
Right? As I said, this government has proven to be that every time we create some space in the budget by reducing our debt, that gain is given back to the people.
And say or grow the economy.
Yes. That day is given back to the people. Either we reduce the taxes somewhere where we raise the income tax threshold or something. It is given back. And I've always asked this question, and I cannot get one single PNP supporter to answer me this. Name me a single time in the history of this country where the People's National Party has ever reduced taxation on the Jamaican people. Just one instance
or not charge us any new taxes.
And not charge us any new taxes. Name me an instant in this time. And I will tell you now. It has never happened.
Can you imagine 10 years of no new taxes? And Chuck, I point to this other thing that the government has achieved. The government has achieved the feat of floating and a bond on the international capital market. In
Jamaican
dollars. And it was oversubscribed by over 180%, which means that we lend people our Jamaican dollar, right? They give us their US dollar, and when they are supposed to get back their pay, we are going to pay them in Jamaican dollars. So we go to United States, and we say, lend me $100 US. Right, but guess what? When we are going to pay back, we are give 15,000 Jamaican dollar. Right? You know what that means? That means that we have been able to build confidence in our economy to the point where people believe that they can take our money and it's worth something to them. That is what it means. And this is the first time in the history of Jamaica that we have been able to float a Jamaican dollar bond, index bond, and the capital market.
And here's why that is important. Here's why that is even better. America probably still on one of the highest debt in the world.
In the world, yes.
Yes. But you know the problem with America, that's why they're so comfortable. It is in their own currency. Having a debt in your own currency is comfort. No devaluation of the Jamaican dollar don't affect you. If you feel that devaluation, it's not trouble you. We are paying a free currency. That is something that the PNP is sitting in government for 18 years was unable to attain. Now, I was having a conversation with a PNP supporter recently. And his argument to me, Barry, was that the government was putting out these bonds and nobody now buy them. That was one statement. 30 seconds later, Barry. Hold on, and I'm talking, Barry. These two statements was in the very same minute. One, they say, oh, the government is so, them have put out ban and nobody now buy it. Then the next breath, I tell me, say, why, nothing I want for the government, all them have to do is sell government papers, I sell ban here, there, and people buy them up.
Yes.
You see, the criticism is so non-genuine that they can't even want them are just try to throw everything out there. Oh, this might sound bad, let me say it. That might sound bad, let me say it. That's how them reasoning go. One of them was saying it is such a scandal that the Bank of Jamaica had to intervene in the market so many times and spend so much money. Yes, that is why having a good net reserve.
That's why we have NIR to defend the Jamaican dollar. Yes. It is there to defend the Jamaican dollar. Yeah.
To defend the Jamaican dollar.
Yeah. And provide support to our businesses so that they can actually do business and continue to grow But guess what? This is the most profitable Jamaican, the Bank of Jamaica has ever been in its history. Right? The same people that we are talking about the government, the Bank of Jamaica defend. They have to go in and defend the Jamaican dollar. They don't know that the Bank of Jamaica has earned so much profit by going in, intervening into the market that they don't understand how this works. Because it's the most profitable that the Bank of Jamaica has ever been in the last 30 years in terms of percentage. So when these people talk, when these people talk, you have to take what they say with a grain of salt, you know?
Yes, so the two-time convict down here in East Portland. We get to understand, we see in the news where his assistant was reported to the police after he threatened a labor rights activist to kill him, to unalive him.
Really?
Yes, the assistant with Isaac Buchanan, the two-time convict, was reported to the police after he threatened a Labour Party activist saying I'm going to unalive him.
Well, remember they say if I war them ready, then get them training, then get everything they want.
But did you hear Chuck Squitty last night play that video that they
yes, of the people that were threatening him.
They threaten him and tell him say him they might come find him and they might go dig him, they might go get and they must watch him head back. And man from down a Rima, a jungle. Same say how him forgot turn labor right, you know? What kind of move that he make?
You see, let me say this more quickly, Barry, and then we are going to come back to the economy and then that. Let's give me a second, let me run. Yes. You see the difference between a squitty, a VG, and whole heap other people will say, oh, we are here blogging for information. When Squitty just started his life, Squitty had the same platform as a VG, where Squitty did just want to know things, just to ask questions. And what happened to Squitty now? Squitty had a death in his family. Squitty came to Jamaica, drive around Jamaica, saw the difference. And when he went back and go back on his platform, he could speak and tell people, say, I know I tell because me go there for myself and my seat. Now, compare that to a VG who literally live in a Jamaica and up until
I
now,
still can't see nothing. You can't see.
Exactly.
I'm sorry to cut you. VG living in Jamaica?
Yes, I think him travel between, but VG said most of the time in a Jamaica.
Wow. Well,
Yes.
he's so uninformed if that's the case. Wow.
Quickly taking one trip to Jamaica, drive around and say, no man, another place I hear about. And that is what brings Squitty where Squitty can tell you, no, say, listen to me now. At the yard we are defend.
Yes.
At the yard we are defend, at the yard we are talk about. So, may I urge all of the people, they have a little dirty foot one, we call himself one Kevin, who probably can't even pick out Jamaica on a map.
Please,
But
please,
here's the problem with them. Here's the problem with them.
You don't need to address him. If you listen to Kevin, if you listen to one Kevin Chuck, you realize that when you listen to him, not he's everything that one Kevin said. I don't need to take up anything to fact check it. They are all lies. The story about this cartel, the story about this, and the story about immigration. He knows nothing. The man have no facts to nothing. He knows nothing. So I don't even take up these people to make videos on them.
But Angel, they are part of the $1 billion crew that are out there spreading the lies because Mark Golden promised them $1 billion. But as Mr. Barry, make we go back to the economy. That's what I talk about today.
Yes, please.
No.
Chuck,
Back to the
before you go back here, Chuck, I want to commend the warriors, the social media warriors. Yes? We were successful in our bid to get Marky G and the minions to cancel that meeting with them plan for Sunday because they disrespect the people of Jamaica. It was shame. And we are money to be
had plans for the
successful
meeting.
to get them to overturn it and to cancel that meeting.
The meeting never
Nathaniel,
meeting plan. Them never
there was no plan for a meeting.
Exactly. Ain't nothing was cancelled. They never
You didn't hear the breaking news? There was no
Yes, the
plan for a
company
meeting
news,
for
you know.
Sunday.
The company news. The company news.
They were calling Andrew bluff.
Yes,
And
it
Andrew
called
raised the ante
no
for
pressure
them.
bus pipe because they have to cancel it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Barry.
So-
So, I will have to know, Barry. So, the importance of Jamaica being able to put out that bond in our own currency and it being so overwhelmingly oversubscribed is a testament to the confidence, that the
Yes.
financial
The
market,
international market, as in our economy. Yes. And which means, and we are getting this money at favorable rates too. So you remember once upon a time when Omar Davis used to go up on the international capital market, you know, he was getting money at very high interest rate, you know, because his rating was very poor. Right? The countries, yes, the countries rating was very poor, so we couldn't get money at reasonable rates to borrow from the international capital market, and let alone we were not borrowing these money in Jamaican dollar index bond. These were borrowed in US dollar index bond. So when we were to pay back these money, we were losing money in three ways: interest rate, high interest rate, and fluctuation in the value of the Jamaican dollar and inflation. Right? So I'll say that again. High interest rate. So which would actually also cost the cost of money to go up higher, because we have to buy the US dollar at higher prices. Right? And also, when inflation goes up, it also affects our payment, our balance of payment. And so we would borrow money, and then the money that we end up paying back is way, way more. No, based on the advantage that we have in terms of confidence, when we float a Jamaican dollar bond on the international market, we don't have to worry about fluctuation in the price of the US dollar, because what we are paying back is our money in Jamaican dollars. Right? And we don't have to worry too much about inflation. Right? I mean, while they may have effects on us, but they will not be as to the magnitude that we have seen in the past. And it will not cause the government to deplete our NIR in order to draw down on US dollars to pay back these debts, because we can pay back in Jamaican dollar bonds. Right? And so this provides such a great opportunity and put us at an advantage that moving forward we can attract bigger and better investment in Jamaica and get reasonable terms from our investors. Once upon a time, people just come, and the terms that they gave us was so onerous that we have to grab it because we don't have no other option.
We have to make the comparison between where we are now. Is the difference between going to a Scotia bank or a NCB for a loan, or going to one of what we call the microfinance company then?
The microfinance
company have less requirement for them interest rate higher. They're not going to give no credit check. I mean nothing to them. But you have to pay more. So when you go to a Scotia or NCB, they will lend you some money at 5%. When you go to one of them micro place, you have to pay 40 or 50%.
50%.
That is the situation that Jamaica was in. When we go to, remember we couldn't go to the IMF.
Yeah,
and we couldn't go to the World Bank.
And then the thing too, Chuck, is that you would only go to these microfinancing places because NCB and Scotia have nothing to do with you.
Nothing to do. They not look for you. Because one,
they not look for you.
When you not do what you say you're going to do with it. And because of how you operate in the past, there is no guarantee that you'll be able to pay it back.
That's right. And so
they can't borrow. Because when they will calculate and hear what you do, even if you make 3 payments, it will cover what we lend.
We get back with money.
After that,
yes.
So we can take the chance.
So fast forward to today, Chuck, where we are is that the NCB and the Scotia instead of us going to them to borrow money, they are coming to us, begging us to borrow money from them. Yes. And they are waiting and hoping that we put out a bond so they can grab it up. That is where they are right now. So the banks right now are the financial institution worldwide are seeing Jamaica as one of those cases that has been solved and moving forward. And we're not a basket case anymore like we were. You know what a basket case is? When somebody give basket to carry water.
Water.
So when people hear them say, when people hear people call Jamaica basket case truck, yes.
Carl.
Yes, good evening, Chuck.
Good evening, Carl.
Yes, and good evening, Barry, and
good evening,
Angel. Chuck, you know me not come on live that's often, but a while ago me a conversation, and me just me kind of behave uncharacteristic. Yeah, you hear me? Me kind of behave unlike myself, and me kind of feel a way of it, but me couldn't help it. Tell me something, because you know the rural school bus system, right? Tell me where is its origin. Who came up with that idea? If you can remind me.
Well, it can't be the PNP. I must be in there. If I'm not the JLP, I'm the NDM.
Make up on cash and level a while ago. I'm here to tell a young man. Obviously, the man is not aware of what is taking place in Jamaica over a sustained period. And he's going to tell the person that there was a rural bus system, and when the JLP came in 2016, they scrapped that system. Now that thing cut me to the core, because there's a
yes.
First of all, Barry, Carl, let me give this bit of information. Well on, guys, let me give this bit of information, Carl. In this time of intense, this is documented.
JLP is disputing the PNP had early arrangements to host their rally.
Yeah, let me hear the news still, because me said them postpone their rally.
Hold on, guys, let me plug it in.
Yeah, I want to hear the news.
Badmind and angry. That's how JLP leader Dr. Andrew Holness is describing PNP supporters in central Kingston. 4 finalists interviewed for the post of PNP. Police Federation demands answers from Finance Ministry.
And news from the rest of the world. Royal Caribbean extends suspension amid increased gang violence.
Israel rejects international criticism of Gaza City takeover plan.
In headline sports, Jamaica produced 6-star performance to overwhelm Trinidad and Tobago in semi-finals of CONCACAF Under-15 football tournament in Aruba.
And later in our broadcast, in our cover story at 5:35, the governing JLP is set to host a mass rally in Halfway Tree on Sunday, where the Prime Minister, Dr. Andrew Holness, is expected to announce the date of the 18th general election.
It's time!
We'll hear from a member of the JLP's Communication Task Force, Senator Marlon Morgan, historian Wayne Chen, and public commentator Jermaine Barrett.
In public opinion, at 6:26, ask curry or stew chicken. Give us your comments by logging on to our Facebook page, Nationwide News Network, and by tweeting us on Wide Radio and message us on WhatsApp at 876-285-5693. You can also leave your comments on Instagram at Nationwide FM.
In the nation's business, that's 6:40 more. The statistics from the JCF. Over 200 men committed suicide between 2021 and 2024. How can we raise awareness about the mental well-being of men? President of the Jamaica Psychiatric Association, Dr. Brian Cazzaro, and gender specialist Carla Moore will tell us.
And at 8, it's the A-Team with Dennis Brooks.
All these and more as we take you home on air on your mobile, Nationwide 90 FM, Nationwide Radio, JM.com, and on the Nationwide app. It's available on the Google Play and the App Store. This Friday afternoon, it's our favorite day of the week, Friday, August 8, 2025.
Hey, I want me lose me and I foot them in my hip and my shoulder, and I want dead.
All right, well, Barry, let me answer Carl now about that bus thing, Barry, before you say. Carl, You can Google this article whenever you hear that argument again. But let me tell you this. In 2011, Mike Henry, who was the Transport and Works Minister under the Jamaica Labour Party.
News, I'm confused.
In announcing the postponement.
They're back. I thought they want to break.
In announcing the postponement, PNP President Mark Golding appealed for national unity and a peaceful election campaign. Siobhan Campbell tells us more.
The PNP's Kingston and St. Andrew rally, originally set for Sunday, August 10 in Crossroads, was to follow a bus tour across the parish on Saturday, August 9. The event was intended to close out the party's island-wide mobilization campaign. According to the PNP, all necessary permits for the Crossroads rally were secured weeks ago. But in light of the JLP's rally, PNP President Mark Golding says they've decided to push back that meeting.
The Jamaica Labour Party has decided to keep a rally on the same date in halfway tree, in the expectation that the JLP rally is to announce the date of the general election, something which we and the people of Jamaica have been calling for. We have decided to hold our meeting on a later date to be announced.
The PNP says the Prime Minister's belated decision to stage his own political rally in nearby Halfway Tree created an unnecessary overlap that could place rival supporters in close proximity. The police had sought to assure Jamaicans that they would have been able to effectively man both rallies. But Mr. Golding says the PNP will not jeopardize public safety or overstretch police resources for the sake of what he describes as political theatre.
We would not want our supporters to be concerned about possible confrontation in this time of intense political fervor, a potential risk that would be heightened with both parties having meetings on the same night relatively close to each other. I call on all Jamaicans to behave in a respectful and orderly manner and avoid any political confrontation so that we can have a clean and peaceful election. May God bless you all, and God bless Jamaica, land we love.
The PNP says the postponement reflects its core principles of protecting the public, supporting the security forces, and putting Jamaica first, and demanding accountability. Siobhan Campbell for Nationwide News.
Meanwhile, Chairman of the JLP Communication Task Force, Abka Fitz-Henley, is disputing claims the PNP had made arrangements to host a mass rally ahead of the governing JLP.
We take note of the statement from the opposition party suggesting that they have postponed their meeting in the interest of the public and that they had made arrangements prior to the Jamaica Labour Party concerning use of that local. That is not our understanding of the facts, but I don't propose to interpret that with Golding and the PNP. Their track record of misleading the people of Jamaica is well known.
Abka Fitz-Henley, chairman of the JLP Communication Task Force, he was speaking with Nationwide News on Friday.
And the opposition PNP is promising to establish a $1 billion fund aimed at uplifting the country's disabled community. The PNP president
Another $1 billion again
for the disabled community hosted in St. Andrew on Thursday.
$1 billion they can't spend.
The PNP gathered members of the disabled community on Thursday to discuss their issues and concerns. Among the proposals being put forward is a dedicated fund to address specific issues facing the community. Mark Golding says the fund can be used to address a wide range of issues.
We want to establish a disabilities fund, and our target initially is to start it with $1 billion. And that fund is not to displace or replace the existing arrangements and budgetary allocations within government and government agencies that support persons with disabilities. It is supposed to be incremental, additional funding, but dedicated now to target specific issues facing persons with disabilities. So, for example, it could assist organizations that support and advocate for the rights of persons with disabilities. It could assist individuals who need assistive devices and aids to acquire those. Other things like fixing up sidewalks to make them traversable for persons who are in wheelchairs and that kind of thing.
Golding has also vowed to increase funding to the Jamaica Council for Persons with Disabilities. The PNP says it would also increase resources to the Disabilities Rights Tribunal. The tribunal is charged with settling complaints of discrimination and breaches of the Disabilities Act 2014. Golding says closer attention will be paid to the procurement and building process to ensure greater inclusion and accessibility.
For example, we're looking at development approvals for the building of buildings or projects and government contracting and so on. These are areas where a proactive approach for inclusion of persons with disabilities.
But all these are in place already.
Into the thinking and into the process so that we ensure that what is built is accessible and government contractors, take into account persons with disabilities when they're tendering for government contracts, for procurement contracts, so that they can, for example, we could look at
decent.
When you're bringing up different tenders, to the extent that they are employing persons with disabilities, they could be given extra points for that sort of thing. Want to encourage them to, bring people into the workshop, into the workplace. Yeah.
The opposition is also promising an audit of schools and government facilities to determine the level of accessibility and create a plan of action on how to upgrade in proper situations. Gianni Willie for Nationwide News.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness has described PNP supporters in central Kingston as badmind and angry. He made the remark during a tour of the constituency on Thursday. According to Holness, the comrades are upset that their fellow citizens are choosing to exercise their right to participate in the political process.
Now, there is something that I noticed in this constituency in particular. The PNP are angry. They are not celebratory. They are angry. Can you imagine? They are angry to see their fellow Jamaicans exercise their God-given political right to walk peacefully in their community and put up posters if they wish. They are angry. They are angry at seeing people getting houses. And that is what tells you that they are not good, they are bad-minded, they have a bad way of thinking.
The Prime Minister's comments come just days after a shooting incident in which the Member of Parliament Donovan Williams and his campaign team were shot at. It's understood the group was mounting campaign posters when they came under attack. No one was injured, but a JLP vehicle was damaged by a bullet. The incident is still being investigated and no motive has been established for the shooting. According to Dr. Holness, his supporters will approach the campaign with love and respect.
No, I don't blame the average supporter on the road. They are angry only because their leadership tell them to be angry. Their leadership is sending the wrong message to them. Well, let it be known that the message I send to my people is peace and love. I make it plain that we're not frightened, we're not afraid of them, we come in peace, and we will walk through this community with love and respect.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness.
The Jamaica Police Federation is questioning what it says is the silence and disrespect of the Finance Ministry over stalled wage talks. Federation Chairman Sergeant Arlene McBean says rank-and-file members are becoming increasingly restless as no offer has been made for the 2025 to 27 contract period. She's specifically calling on Finance Minister Evel Williams to act.
The Jamaica Police Federation, we are not pleased.
So 2 months into the negotiation, me talk a long time, me say listen out for these unions coming out. So me know how negotiation work. Most of these negotiations go for well over a year. 2 months into the negotiation, chances are you never have 2 meetings yet. You go to the first meeting and you go to 2 meetings, but upset already.
You were told that there will be an early meeting date shared. We waited and we realized that there is another delay on the part of...
Chuck, nobody on the time. You see a lot of people in the PAM, they politics.
June and July.
Well, on the time for that now.
Steve indicated the minister was overseas with no date given for when talks could begin. While noting the country's reduction in major crimes, the sergeant is accusing the ministry of treating rank-and-file members with disdain. She says it's a slap in the face of hard-working policemen and women.
The rank-and-file members, we are very restive. We are demanding a response from the Minister of Finance and the Public Service as soon as possible. We
demand your mama.
Rank-and-file members working so hard. Different platforms, different persons. We bask in the glory of a crime reduction. And there is an issue to meet with those who represent this result of excellence, we are demanding a meeting date. Honorable Minister, the rank and file members deserve
You're not
this.
going to
We
wait
have
upon him, man. You're not getting that until after election.
That's Sergeant Arlene McBean, the chairman of the Jamaica Police Federation.
In the race to 32, facts matter. Did you know that the 1980 general election was the first election supervised by the Electoral Advisory Committee, EAC? Yes, that's a fact. The EAC, which is now the Electoral Commission of Jamaica, was established under the Representation of the People Act in 1979. The establishment of this body was part of the significant reform to the country's electoral machinery, which also included amendments of various provisions of the Representation of the People Act itself. This nationwide Did You Know fact is part of our coverage for the race to 32 as we preview the next general election.
You're listening to the news on Nationwide at 5. We'll have more after these.
It's IQ Optical System Summer Sale.
I have never seen a situation where 2 months into the negotiation start 3 months. In a negotiation, all of a sudden, oh, now demand, please. I have been part of whole heap of negotiation. People are normally get rested at this. Was an election here. I want to believe so. No can strong arm this government or this finance minister.
Political.
Me now. Yes, we know. I was looking out for them. Me know them that will come out swinging. Then they won't be happy with anything. But the fact is remain, don't worry, the negotiation.
All of that, from the moment when she mentioned about the reduction in crime and all of this, it tells me that it's political. They're listening to the news, they're hearing what people are talking. It is all political, and they find like now is the best time to come out and speak
politics
up.
Them, man. The politics them a play, man. It's all about politics. But as me say, a wage freeze. Wage freeze. You know, go back to no wage freeze if that you no want.
No, wait. I really
go back to no wage freeze. I am looking forward to the men and women. I thought the one that we make the leadership of the police federation, who we know is a PNP organization, speak for them.
Nationwide News understands there are 4 finalists being considered to be the country's next Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP. Our sources have confirmed that former Director of Corruption Prosecution at the Integrity Commission, Keisha Prince Kamika, has been interviewed for the top prosecutor's job.
Brilliant.
Mrs. Prince Kamika left her job at the anti-corruption body earlier this year after her contract was not renewed. It's understood Senior Deputy DPPs Jeremy Taylor, Claudette Thompson, and Kathy Ann Pike are the other contenders for the post. It's understood the Office of the Service Commission held interview with the finalists over 2 days in this week. The 4 are vying to replace Llewellyn, who will demit office next.
All right.
2023 after he launched a purpose broadside against Llewellyn. In that missive, Pike called on the government not to extend Llewellyn's tenure as senior deputy as bitter. The Service Commission is expected to make a final selection in the coming weeks. The post of DPP comes with a starting salary of $17 million and benefits. The salary can reach as high as $20 million.
2 men who were arrested and charged in connection with the 2024 Cherry Tree Lane massacre are still in custody awaiting trial. This as the first anniversary of the massacre is approaching. The incident left 8 people dead and several others injured. Colisia Wright reports.
On the night of August 11, 2024, what should have been a time of birthday celebration quickly turned into a bloodbath. Deadly. 8 Jamaicans, including a 7-year-old boy, were cut down by rampaging gunmen. When the gunfire subsided, 57-year-old Errol Stewart, 50-year-old Lawrence Francis, 40-year-old Margaret Bonner, 32-year-old Jermaine Booth, 26-year-old Cavell Daly, 20-year-old Diamond Bennett, 7-year-old Aidan Bartley, and Courtney Messam lay dead. Some of the victims had been shot in the head. Little Aidan was murdered as he sought cover under a nearby car. 3 days after the shooting, 23-year-old Steve Smith, otherwise called Tika, was shot and killed during an alleged confrontation with the police. He was wanted as a person of interest in relation to the incident, and it was later revealed that he was one of the perpetrators of the crime. 7 days later, 2 additional suspects, Leighton White, otherwise called Bands, and 28-year-old Deshane Smalling, otherwise called Snowman, were arrested and charged. They were charged with 8 counts of murder, 8 counts of wounding with the use of a firearm, shooting with intent, unauthorized possession of ammunition, and possession of a prohibited weapon. The case was last heard in the Home Circuit Court on May 29. The next mention of the case is scheduled for Thursday, November 6, 2025. Both men remain in custody. The police say forensics are being analyzed in pursuit of additional leads. The JCF is urging anyone with information that could assist in the investigation to call Crime Stop at 311, the National Intelligence Bureau at 811, or the nearest police station. Policia Wright for Nationwide News.
This is a nationwide election nugget. Carl Samuda holds a unique place in Jamaica's parliamentary history as the only member of parliament known to have switched parties twice and still retain his seat in a subsequent election. Samuda first won the North Central St. Andrews seat under the JLP in 1989, beating the PNP's Shirley Ann Eaton. In the 1993 general election, after switching to the PNP, Samuda defended his seat against challenger Tom Tavares Finson. He served under the PNP until 1995, before switching back to the JLP. In the 1997 general election, Samuda again won North Central St. Andrew as a JLP candidate, beating the PNP's Sonia Rickards. The now 45-year veteran MP has signaled his intention not to contest the next general elections. That was a nationwide election nugget.
Director of Elections Glasspool Brown says his team at the Electoral Commission of Jamaica contributed greatly to him receiving the Order of Distinction and the rank of Commander CD. Mr. Brown is among the 35 Jamaicans who have been conferred with the award. He spoke with our news center on Friday.
It is quite humbling to be so recognized. I must also know that a leader of the OJ, the team that I have would have contributed significantly for me to be so awarded for my contribution in the management field. And I'm so grateful for my team here at the OJ.
Glasspool Brown, Director of Elections.
World in a Minute is brought to you by ABC Electrical Sales. We make things as easy as ABC. Hose assembly and supply, equipping Jamaica for success.
And Charles O'Connor Consulting Network, COCN, driven by international accounting standards, modern technology, and integrity.
The World in a Minute.
Royal Caribbean Group has extended its suspension of cruise visits to its private destination in Haiti to October. It marks another lengthy pause in the cruise line's operations due to ongoing instability in the country. The company first halted calls to Haiti in April amid reports of surging gang violence. A Royal Caribbean spokesperson confirmed Friday that the pause remains in effect out of an abundance of caution. The current suspension comes amid heightened concern across the travel industry. Earlier this year, the United States extended its ban on flights to Haiti's capital until September due to escalating violence. JetBlue also announced it would be extending its suspension of flights to Haiti's international airport in Port-au-Prince.
Israel has strongly rejected criticism from world leaders after its security cabinet approved a plan to take control of Gaza City. Defense Minister Israel Katz said countries that condemn Israel and threaten sanctions will not weaken their resolve. Israel's decision to expand its war in Gaza sparked condemnation from the UN and several countries, including the UK, France, and Canada. It also prompted Germany to halt military exports to Israel. The plan approved by the Israeli Security Cabinet listed 5 principles for ending the war.
World in a Minute was brought to you by ABC Electrical Sales. We make things as easy as ABC. Hose assembly and supply, equipping Jamaica for success.
And Charles O'Connor Consulting Network, COCN, driven by international accounting standards, modern technology, and integrity.
Recapping the top stories making nationwide news at this hour, the PNP has postponed its mass meeting in Crossroads amid concerns over possible confrontations with JLP supporters.
But the JLP is disputing the PNP had earlier arrangements to host their rally.
4 finalists have been interviewed for the post of DPP.
The Police Federation demanding answers from the Finance Ministry over stalled wage talks.
I'm Ricardo Brooks.
And I'm Robian Williams.
Listeners, you can find the news on our website at nationwideradiojm.com and on the Nationwide app. It's available on the Google Play and the App Store. News next. The headlines at 6.
All right, Chuck, you can go ahead.
I have never known a situation where wage start freeze after 2 months. I have never known that situation. But then
it's politics, Chuck. Look at the timing of it.
All of them.
It's pure politics. Look at the timing.
Everybody I try to look at a thing before.
I was expecting it. But Carl, as I was replying to you about the school bus system now.
Yes.
So, as I said, in 2011,
yes,
Lester Mike Henry,
yes,
Minister of Transport and Works under the Jamaica Labour Party, placed an order for 230 new buses to start a rural school bus system.
Pilot.
No, to start 230 buses, no pilot.
Go ahead.
230 buses to start a rural school bus system. The PNP came to office in 2012 and canceled those buses. Cancel them.
But
Andrew Holness 2023 bring it up again, said we will establish a rural school bus system. And we are getting it done now. I want them to check and find anywhere any PNP member of parliament or anybody has ever mentioned the PNP implementing a school bus system. Never.
But
never.
I'm not interjecting you, Chuck. In producer document, it wasn't from the Observer, it wasn't from the Gleaner, but I couldn't make out exactly where he took that document from. But let me tell you something, Chuck. I said this very same thing to him, what you're saying to me. Because you know where I used to live? I used to live at a place called Succeed in Christiana. Right? In April 2011, while I was getting ready to go to work one morning, I heard of a catastrophic school bus crash right at a place they call we call it Bryce Hill, right? There was because two of them didn't really try to dump the road. Them cut a temporary corner around to bypass a certain part of the road because I think it couldn't hold a road because the soil was that it couldn't maintain the road. So they cut a corner to avert that street. And that corner is sometimes, if you don't know what you're doing, you can end up into a fatal accident, especially when you're coming from Coleyville, right? I didn't make it to the accident scene. However, my wife, she went to the accident scene, right? And I think 3 or 4 almost students died in that in that bus accident.
Yep.
Okay.
Remember.
Yes. And when I heard that Ali Shah toured the scene, he make arrangement with Mike Henry to take in some school buses to assist with the a rural school bus program, right? Yes, you mentioned that he bought 230 buses, but I think that pilot program, that you say, I think the PNP implemented the program shortly in I think sometime in 2010.
No, let me tell you what the PNP did, Carl. The PNP in 2014 or 13, I don't remember what's year, claims that they were starting a school bus system. And you know what they did? Then get some people who own some 2002 highs and then tie one yellow ribbon around them and say a school bus. Yeah? That I believe that are the article that they bring up last night.
Yeah. Not even that, you know. In 2013, another fatal accident occurred in Christiana with those Omo students. I think the bus was not nice. The bus name was not nice. And then when Ardisha and Transportation Minister Omar Davis toured the Spalding's Hospital, they say that, listen, we need to implement this rural school bus program because Omo student is facing a lot of catastrophic motor vehicle accidents where these buses is concerned, right? So when he's saying that Andrew Holness came in 2016 and scrapped that bus program, that's a lie, and that was hurt because when Andrew Holness came in 2016, there was no bus program to be scrapped. The bus program was started initially and it ran for a little. I don't know how long it was. And Omar Davis, I remember his presentation in Parliament, said, listen, they are going to stop the bus program, the school bus program, because it is not economically feasible.
Sidewalks can be taken on most roads
as a result of that.
Where regular bikes go. Everyone is encouraged to wear a helmet, but riders and passengers under 18 legally
and that's how I remember
one. On your side.
You can continue.
That's exactly as you say. What they did was get some old bus, tie one yellow ribbon around them and call them school bus. The JUTC, when they came in, had some bus designated to carry schoolers only, but we did not have a school bus system. Right? A school bus system coming on now will be a first. We had schools that had that after the many accidents. Carl, some schools were assigned buses that carry them students, but it wasn't a comprehensive program. It depends on where you live, because you know, so 1 and 2 bus will not be able to carry all of the students never go to one school. This what we're having to implement come September morning, come hell or high water, will be the first dedicated school bus system in Jamaica. Yes. And the comrades and them surrogates could have ball high water. Them could have walk on a video all when the bus them a shit a roadside. The system will be implemented come September morning. Even if I leave like people alone I go drive on it. It a go start.
Yeah. Well, okay, so gentlemen, thank you, Chuck. The thing is, what I wanted to point out very quickly and contribute to the discussion is that if you can Google it, it's there. The facts are there that confirm what Chuck just said. You can Google the Jamaica Gleaner of December 11th, 2012, where at this time Omar Davis had come back as Minister of Transport, and in that article he was interviewed about the bus system and that they are scrapping it. What were they scrapping?
Yes,
they're scrapping the bus system that the JLP with Mike Henry and Bruce Golden administration had come up with. And he said that they were scrapping it for 2 reasons. They can't afford it, and it was unsafe.
Just like what I just said. I just said it.
Right. So it's unsafe, and notice it's the same argument that the current leaders of the PNP coming with. A kill off poor people picnic and all of that argument. It's the same thing. So my own view is that what I've heard them talk about is, oh, yes, we had a bus system, but the bus system they're talking about is the private arrange it with the bus drivers. It was not the government. Again, it's the government that did it. The PNP and the government policy is against the school bus system. So don't let them fool you. Do not let them fool you. It is all a lie. They lie a lot. None of what they're saying is true. Don't believe them.
Very much so. Astute.
Yes, I. Blessed love. Greetings.
Greetings, sir.
Well, first of all, I have to greet everybody as fellow patriots because we don't know, so we love with island home Jamaica. So I'm gonna put that out there first. Yes, I. Well, my contribution is continue to remain the same, We have some talking points. One, the PNP is the worst thing that has ever happened to our country.
Worse than Hurricane Gilbert.
No, shower labor right. Shower labor right. More blessings.
Sheldon. Two, we're at the intersecting point in history where Jamaica is gonna we're on the cusp of a economic explosion, financial explosion, or we'll be set back another 30 years. And that is what this election is riding on. Three, I will continue to go out there and try to dispel all the rumors, all the lies, and all the propaganda. You see me on every comrade platform, holding the fort, because my children and my grandchildren's future is dependent on the results of this general election. I'm happy to see what's happening on the ground. Everybody seems to see what I go on. And I like the blind or the willfully blind comrades.
Uninformed. After 1962.
But we just have to continue for we have the Jamaican flag high because these people don't love the country, and it is evident they're selfish. They want to go back to a time where if you support a particular party, you get opportunities. We cannot afford that. Not for a developed country, and we're sure for reach developed status. We should have been there already during the 18 years. But we sure if we get there with this government. And we just have to continue to champion the cause. We have to go there in the highways and the byways. Them are going to use every underhanded tactic to try and ensure so them have access to the coffers of this country. We have a failing banker. And I want to know if we go check the performance of the Proven and his other businesses. They are losing a lot. You know, our next thing.
Yes, but they're not
Proving a FinSac part 2,
No, man, Proving a FinSac part 2.
Yeah, man.
The more the good businessman when them have government, when them have access to government funds. That's the only time them a good business person when them have access to government funds.
PNP never yet. PNP always have good social framework in place, but never have the economic framework for back it. How you gonna pay? Everything is $1 billion. Where it come from? How is it that you're gonna support or the fiscal policies are like, trust me, sometimes when it comes to having these conversations, we have to wonder, we really have these conversations, like we really, like see people who live in communities for 30 and 40 years and only have dirt track road, I walk on carpet and I drive carpet now. People will never see a drop of water, we carry water on their head for 40 and 50 years. Finally, so We have regularized water. We don't never know about the light bill, the street bill, the street light bill, where the government did owe JP so they couldn't pay off because we're in a insurmountable debt. We don't know about this, so we have to really have these conversations. We have to have these conversations because you have people hell-bent on going out there and lying, spreading. First, they start about, oh, I have 28 bank account. The duns, no, sorry, let me know. Well, let me gather myself. The uninformed and the ignorant. What is wrong with having 28 bank accounts? No, it is rubbish. We have different talking points. Like, come on, people. Me say, how is it that we don't even have a viable opposition? How are they gonna be good viable government? They're not viable even as opposition. So how them gonna be viable as a government? It now gonna work. The same people who are vying for positions in government can't run them constituency. Them constituency is in abject poverty, dilapidated, degenerate. And you're telling me that they cannot manage the little. They say, if you can't manage little, how you can manage great? This man doesn't even represent the spirit of our country. Most Jamaicans know their life is clean, look good, smell good, stay good, pants tuck in, hairstyle nice. Cause what? We like the girls, then we have to look good for the girls, them.
Hold on, Chuck.
That's why
I'm not lying, I tell.
Muta say need somebody to dress him up and trim me here.
So, who am I representing? You know me. I don't know if I'm representing anyone now, no, but him not definitely not represent me as a Jamaican.
Look how he represent me. Look here. America be there. Look here. America be there.
Yes, I. Trust me. So, there's so many points that I can touch on to say this man is not ready for this. He doesn't represent the heart of the nation. He doesn't represent the spiritual. He doesn't represent the culture. How is it that you come at a big grand gala affair and you look like that? Come on, man. Come on, man. At least pretend like I care about me.
Just like security guard.
Stop up the screen with people. Get the party. At least pretend like I care about it. And we have to be informed because what I realize is a talking point of all these comrades is that, oh, what have the JLP done? Them build a new school? Them build a new hospital? Hello, we're not living in a third world. Imagine if you're in a power for so many years and not never build. Come on now. But what we are seeing and what we are saying is that in no point in Jamaica's history has the PNP shown where they are able to govern our country in a fiscally responsible way. At no point in our history. So much so that in 9 short years, finally, we can see the light of day. Finally. So if that can, I always say, if in 9 years, with Beryl, with COVID, we can see this level of growth. What did happen between 1989 to 2007 where there were no major financial
we are Hurricane PNP.
That is exactly Hurricane PNP.
Yeah, man.
18 and a half. My God, man. People, trust me. Come down.
So if I can just jump in quickly. Look here, gentlemen and lady, we need to understand how the PNP view government. They believe that the resources of the state must be used to channel to their supporters. This is what they... Oh, you want some? All right, become one of our supporters. This is how they view it. Now, you mentioned proving the BNG issue. You need to understand something. The PNP blueprint, they will help a company, you know. But again, the company have to be a PNP supporting company. How it work? When them channel the contracts through these PNP companies, they make a bag of money. They never move really. But some of that money then get channeled back into the campaign. It's the same blueprint, whether the financial sector or construction or whatever. It's the same blueprint they use. Support the party, we'll give you the contract, and then you give it back some of the money later on. It's so it worked. And the reason why they did so well, as Art put it, he called it sweetheart deals. Ardley Shaw called it sweetheart deals. That's what they got. They got sweetheart deals. And these sweetheart deals definitely helped them to make a lot of money and become billionaires. Now, the question the Jamaican people have to, we have to talk about these things. You know? We have to talk about it. It's not pleasant to talk about, but we have to talk about it because the reality, we don't want it to come back to Jamaica. And the reason, and I wanted you to recognize something too. The entire financial sector is struggling in terms of profits. The profits are not growing significantly, if you notice. Why? Because they don't have a lot of government paper to be trading. The interest rates are much lower. This is the problem, you know. This is what is going on there now. So what is the solution for the financial sector? To be taking more risk and lending money to private businesses. That is where the future of the banking sector lies. It can no longer just depend on government contracts.
The future of these companies, George, lies in investing in Jamaica. Build malls, build shopping centers, build housing schemes. That's what they did in the East. Yeah, Philippian.
Chuck. That's true.
Somebody has said I see. What?
Somebody has said I see.
Oh, who is that?
Afternoon, Mr. Chuck. Keep up
Good
the good work, boss.
sir. Big up yourself.
Yeah, man, I had to flex this, you know. Had to flex.
You related to Hatter Ball?
Yeah. No.
Big up yourself, sir.
Chuck, them money are real labor right.
Me know.
I remember.
Big up yourself.
Remember some
Big up yourself.
Yeah, man.
All right, sir.
Philippian.
I will be in Junction for the campaign, sir. So when the campaign launch, I'll be in Junction.
Philippian,
All right, sir. So me will see you.
Hi, Angel.
Yes, man.
I hope you don't have that outfit like what you have in the picture on with fireball.
No.
Okay, just checking.
No. Yeah. All right.
No, Dilano, we're not this thing. My General Malo, where are you going with my boss?
Today I go and chill with you. Where are you going?
Right, we're there, you know. We're there in the fight same way, you know.
Well, you know, I'm glad to see that you get back an instrument, you know, and you can up on them things.
No, I don't get back one yet, you know. That one also behave itself to them, you know. Why it behave itself so long?
Okay, that's very good, because you're a friend of foreign and you pop down at Jamaica. I don't know what kind of friend them they are.
Where that for?
You say that again, you know. Maybe one of my friend of foreign might hear you. Say that again.
You sure say a friend them? And you're not enough one? You mad?
You know, say me sure a friend them, a friend, you know. Some of them they can't be called family.
Sheikah, them a throw a word for you, Sheikah. Fire.
How are you there?
Come on, one of them tell me say one device is in the mail, so now wait until it reach.
Okay, well, wait. All right. Well, you know what, Chuck?
All right.
You know, one of the things when we want to emphasize on, because I have heard a clippings where Dayton Campbell said there is no difference between the People's National Party and the Jamaica Labour Party. It is so far, the truth is so far away from what he's saying, yeah? When it comes on to policy, the difference in policy is that in Jamaica, the Jamaica Labour Party let people keep more of their money in their pocket. Under the People's National Party, they operate like the old colonial system, where they extract money away from your pocket and give it to the few elites. And from you see, I keep saying this, Chuck, because you have to paint the Jamaica to see exactly what you're talking about. Because whole heap of them some of the times not understand all of the words and economic terms and these things, but they will better see the picture that you are painting. If you look at the toll road introduced to Jamaica, when the PNP introduced the toll road to Jamaica, it was to extract from the Jamaica people. If you're coming from Westmoreland, that side, you have to pay to come in at Kingston, because they know that Kingston is a vital place to all of Jamaican. And this is how crooked they are and wicked in their thinking. That we must build toll road. If you want to come to Kingston, you're going to have to pay to come into Kingston. And if you look at the toll road, how they circle Kingston, it is Holness changed that with St. Thomas. Because if St. Thomas was done under the PNP, everybody from out of Kingston coming into Kingston would have to pay or take some other little local road. The PNP is always about extracting money from the people's pocket. If you look at, say, they talk about the PNP liberalize the used car industry. But we must remember, we used to buy the car overseas and buy it back at the wharf because it was so expensive to bring in a car that Ardley Shaw is the one that came in and said, no, we have to make the people them keep some of this money in their pocket and lower the tariff on used cars. In every sector that you look, you see where the Jamaica Labour Party have implemented policies for the Jamaicans to keep more money in their pocket. Or let the Jamaican people benefit from what it is that is here in Jamaica that's supposed to be to their development. You look at the telecommunication companies. When the PNP liberalized the telecommunication license, they were just extracting for everything they extract from us. If a teacher had to do some work in school, she have to be buying this whole heap of money in her data. It is the Jamaica Labour Party that has come and said, no, we're going to put Wi-Fi all over the country that Jamaicans can benefit from this without after always dipping into their pockets. This money can also help to take care of their kids. So when you look at it in almost every sector and everywhere, when Jamaica Labour Party is negotiating negotiate anything in Jamaica, it's always in the interest of how Jamaicans can benefit and not in the interest of how corporations can benefit. Because the Jamaican government is supposed to sit there in these negotiations representing the people of Jamaica while the corporation have their people representing them. The government cannot be representing the corporation and the corporation representing the corporation. And when we look at the light JPS, there was nobody sitting there to represent us. Nobody at all. In almost every sector, everything that is here in Jamaica that has been done under the People's National Party, Jamaican people them not really get the real benefit from it. You look at our cement company, all of the structures them where we are put up through Jamaica, where we should be benefiting from a cement company, benefiting from the profit. These people sold out these companies.
Make it go overseas. But Omar, let's not forget that the PNP brought us something that was called the agency fee. The agency fee was something the PNP implemented, that every foreign direct investor coming to Jamaica have to pay the People's National Party the equivalent of 1% in value of the contract. If you are not willing to pay that to the party, you cannot get any contract in Jamaica. Not to the people of Jamaica, not to the party. It was China Harbour Engineering Company that exposed that arrangement. Because when the PNP came back to power and wanted to deal with China Harbour, they were trying to pressure them for the agency fee, and them say no, and that's how we work. So you're right, Omalo, the PNP has never undertaken any development in Jamaica to benefit the Jamaican people or Jamaica that they can further extract a benefit from for themselves.
Chuck, you know the operation,
Just a minute, Chuck. We look at the Jamaica Labour Party just passed a law on Harmony Code coming into Jamaica to do business in Jamaica. And what the Jamaica Labour Party have done and sit there and negotiated with Harmony Code. Done. They have said that 20% of the worth of the company must be sitting on the stock market for the Jamaican people to benefit from. You tell me any other tell them under the People's National Party that came in under their stewardship, how much of them provide anything towards the Jamaican people to benefit in terms of the profit that they are making? You tell me one of them. The People's National Party policy is no different from the colonial masters' policies that extract from the sugar cane and carry it over England, or extract from the white rum and take it out of Jamaica. The Jamaican Labour Party policy is to say we are going to higher the threshold in your income and make you have in your tax return so that you can have more money in your pocket. In everywhere that the Jamaica Labour Party can lower entry to barrier. You look at the housing, it was under the People's National Party. To get a house, you have to pay down 30%. Jamaica Labour Party lower it to 10. In all areas that the Jamaican Labour Party can let people keep more money in their pocket, the Jamaican Labour Party had acted and acting in the interest of the Jamaican people. If Jamaican people don't appreciate having more money in their pocket, if Jamaican people think to put a party or even considering a party that would be taken from them is the right choice, then Jamaican people would be sending a signal, say at this point in our development, their mental is not at the stage that the country need for really continuing developing. But me sure, and me know, that Jamaican people mental not there so. I know that Jamaican people are at the stage where they pride themselves in a moving forward and developing their life. So me now guess now wonder what Jamaican people, even though maybe a lot of them maybe not out here wearing the shirt and then TikTok and all of these things, I know their interest of keeping more money in their pocket will let them know that this is the party that continues to do it, and we will give this party more power because we want more money in our pocket. More power, more money in our pocket.
Thank you, sir. Barry, you were saying something a minute.
Do the right thing and save our life on it.
Barry, mute here.
I'm mute, you know. Delete me now. Let's listen. I don't even know if we do this.
All right, the PNP Chuck have this socialist.
You don't going to jump from box to box.
Ideology, right? Where the people work for the government and the government provide them a little something. Right? And basically, this is how the PNP, if you notice, the PNP have this mentality of just taxing. So they don't mind to take 50-60% of your tax and then they say, all right, I'm going to provide you with all kind of something. Jamaica Labour Party don't operate like that. We're a capitalist economy where we believe that we provide and create opportunity for people, where people work, pay the government taxes, and the government use the resources that they get from all of this. You see? And we see happening. So we don't believe in taking, yes?
Yesterday, I was called in a conversation, a young man asked me how the government is getting all these taxes so they can buy bus and all of that. And I pointed out, well, let me give you one example of how the government make more money. Mr. Since taking office in 2016, the government has created over 250,000 jobs. He said that's not so enough. For them to spend so much money. I asked the question, I said, do you know what is the effect of 50,000 people going to work every day? They could, the reasoning did not go that far. But just like the PNP at the top, the PNP at the bottom is also the idea of economic growth and putting people to work to benefit the government is lost on them. Them cannot conceptualize that idea. So if you put people to work, you will get more taxes, you will get more people spending money. That is lost on both at the top and at the bottom. Because recently we saw where a lady went on a stage and questioning which part them I get money to fix so much road. These concepts, the only concept them know about it to get anything done is to tax the people or go borrow and then tax them to pay back.
And you remember once upon a time when the one set of people used to feel the burden of taxation, and it's the PAYE people, right?
Yes.
Now we have lifted the tax threshold to $1.8 million. And what we have done, we have actually made the taxes consumption tax, where every single person in the country is now paying their fair share, right? So now one set of people, the tax burden is on, but the tax burden is spread right across the country. So everybody pay them fair share. And by virtue of paying the fair share, you create a whole lot more revenue opportunity for the government that we have now been able to surpass our targets year after year after year.
But Barry, you're going to say something to you. Where enough people not dig so deep. And we can tell you now, and we can look here, because it's on YouTube, one interview with Norman Manley. When he lose Monty, his speech was why the PNP party lose to the JLP, to the Jamaica Labour Party. Because if the PNP party did win, the people in the city was going to tax the people in the country heavily. They was going to tax them heavily. They know that they were going to tax them heavily. So that's why they lose the election to the JLP, which is the Jamaica Labour Party. So from beginning, the PNP wasn't for the poor people. It was going to take from the poor and give to the lawyers and the doctors and the resigned judge them who form this party to rob Jamaica. Because PNP party, if you notice, the people them who in it, you know, one a doctor, a lawyer, resigned judge, and resigned drunk PNP police. Those are the people who form this party, who want to take.
Hold on, Chuck. Hold on, Chuck. Chuck, please give me this opportunity, Chuck. Sheldon, I don't mean to cut you, Sheldon, but user and a whole bunch of number on this platform, we're not afraid to speak with even a made-up name. You have to have a name to come on a platform. So me see a request to come up here. We add you on here. I don't know who add you, and then I dropped you, and then you went down there and type Andrew. Look here.
All I know is she said Andrew thief it and build the road. Me glad saying thief it and build the road.
Oh,
he
so
take
hold
it
on.
and thief it and go buy house of France. Go ahead.
No, look here.
Hold on, Sheldon.
Let me break it down to you.
Hold on, Sheldon. Just give me a second. I want to ask a question because I'm getting ready to come out the ambulance. I'm stepping out for a minute. Hold on. And Chuck, Amala, and everybody, Barry, as a Jamaican who's living overseas, and I just newly decided to choose the Jamaica Labour Party, but can you answer a question for me? You guys have been talking about you guys have been spending a good amount of time explaining to us the difference when it comes to certain policies between the Jamaica Labour Party with taxes and the People's National Party. Can you guys kind of enlighten me to what is the policy under the People's National Party under Mark Golin when it comes to taxes? Are they gonna Are they going to keep what Andrew Holness has done for the 9 years of not implementing any taxes on us? Or what are their policies when it comes to taxes?
They're going to put
that is the
I
best
see
kept
on the
secret.
platform where the PNP, being in opposition, has already proposed 3 different taxes: a tax on transportation, on imported
And food,
and the increase
education,
of
1% tax
GCP from 15% to 16%. So
no, 25.
No, it's 1.5%. So it's gonna move it back to 16.5.
Oh,
He said 1.5% on the GCT.
yeah. So and
Let me say me can give you now the PNP tax. The first thing what the PNP plan to do is they speak it loudly on the platform. They say they started a policy where they remove $11 billion per year from the NHT to fund the budget. First of all, they said they're gonna stop it. That will create an $11 billion hole in the budget. We are going to have to impose a tax to fill that. Now, listening now, the campus said they're going to put a tax on all imports coming in, import food item coming in. That's going to increase the price of food. The Rasta man said they're going to implement a 1.5% increase to the general consumption tax. That's another tax on the Jamaican people. And all of this $1 billion that Marky J go around the place and promise. Everybody get $1 billion, you get $1 billion, everybody get $1 billion. It's gonna have to be paid for somehow. It's gonna have to be paid for somehow. So the answer is simply yes. The PNP will go back to the days of high and consistent taxation. They have said it over and over. They're not even hiding it anymore. Because they believe, according to one of their representatives, the people are so dumb that even when you tell them the plan, they're not smart enough to understand it. That is what I can say about the people. They are so dumb that even when you tell them the plans, they're not smart enough to understand it. But these are the same people that are still running behind Isaac.
And what you should understand, Chuck, is that the effects of these taxes now, the 90s are going to pale in comparison to the effects we are going to have per way. Because remember, back then, the economic climate and globalization, what it is now. I remember say prices, domestic prices, as a country that does not produce, are going to go sky high. Now, over the US, we see them implement one heap of tariffs. Tariffs go back to the consumer. Now, we have an opposition who we not. I know me not hear no economic framework, no economic plans for pay for the social ones.
I thought I was the only one. I thought I was the only one who realized that. That's the say. If all this spending, they have never spoken of one single plan to grow the economy.
But
that one.
But Chuck, I first opposition must come in a power where a present Prime Minister, Finance Minister, present a budget to the nation, and this opposition come with a eulogy. And we still await for the budget with the figures them. Because this eulogy where you read to us don't have no figures. This is a eulogy. Because you don't have no figures. So it is a eulogy. We will still await for your budget report. What you're going to do.
It was supposed to be a budget presentation. The shadow minister of finance supposed to do a budget presentation.
We're not doing a budget
presentation. People are ready yet.
It's a eulogy.
They're ready.
No figures. Only thing they say, them are going to get TikToks $1 billion. Where it will come from?
Let me see this.
I want to say something to Angel. I want to answer Angel question.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, Angel, your question is, if they come back with the taxing. Angel, you have to understand this. You see, in economics, it takes skillful policies, good fiscal management in order to grow the economy. The PNP never ever throw their history in the history of Jamaica. Ever do that. The PNP now no history for sure for that. And the only time the PNP, there's two ways, main ways they collect money. The government get money through taxes, them get some through, but we're going to talk about the real way. The taxes, then get taxes and something there, and borrowing. And the main objective of the People's National Party is to tax the Jamaica people and borrow as much as them can. Yeah? Take out everything out of the Jamaica people pocket and go back overseas and borrow or go where them can go borrow to them local friends them, and then take the taxes out of the Jamaica people pocket and give it back to them friend. It has never proven in Jamaica history that the PNP have any plan was to expand the economy. So the expansion of the economy and the expansion of business you see happening in Jamaica now, where every minute you a company saying we are putting up 8 million US, we are putting up this amount of billion for expansion, because projection, companies are making projection for the future and what they see is to be coming. So they are expanding to meet those projections they see in the future. The PNP have never put in policies where company could be doing these things and looking ahead. So there is no doubt that if the PNP come back in power, we are going to the days of stagnation, where we are going to be stagnant here in Jamaica, where they just look at the easiest way to get money, which is to tax the people or go borrow it.
And that I bring me back to a time where, as me say, it's going to be worse than what we're facing in the 90s and the early 2000s. Because while we were able to recover in the way we did, we in a volatile economic times, volatile. Right now we have a man cross the sea up north, where him not and US as the major. Why me I tell you, these people not even understand basic economics, because when we go up on the platform and we say, how do you measure whether a country is doing good or not? And we talk about people who go around from life to life and say PNP for power. Them don't know. They don't even know how you measure it. So they know how me to talk to you about the benefit of increasing GDP. When they not even know, when we even tell you what GDP is, you're still not take no talk. You're still not understanding. And you want to determine the government for my country for me, it shall not happen. It shall not happen. You cannot make people talk about 6 or 1.5 dozen of the other. And you only can account. No, what? Come on, people. We are in such a time, no, we know, man. May I tell you? Why not?
Again, you see that 6 or 1.5 dozen person will be in the line at 7:01 on election day. Frederick,
Chuck,
you saying something?
Yeah, good evening. How you doing, my brother? Good evening, yeah.
I'm doing good, man.
Earlier, me hear you mentioned, said them I wonder where the government gets what money from to do so much work in the country. You remember when Bruce Golding take power back in 2007? And when them do them study my Adisha, how much are the PNP member they never did pay the taxes in the country?
Yes.
How much people in the country never did pay the taxes to the government? These are the things. They must steal the money and them not pay the taxes, so all the country will grow. So when they not pay the tax and you still take from the local revenue what the people are pay. These are the things we make the country not grow. You understand? They're not paying the tax and they put them under them pocket. You understand? So the country can't go forward. And the first ever in our history, the country grow so fast and them can't understand it. Because Andrew Holness government, people are pay them taxes You understand? I make the contribution, people are work and I pay taxes. So more jobs can create, more jobs created and more people are paid.
Everyone.
More people are paid. These are the things. You know?
Yeah, I agree with this. I remember those times. There was a lot of people, you're right, that were not paying their taxes, and these people were benefiting greatly from the government at the time. Right? So yeah, you're right. So it is beneficial to the government, is lost to them. I remember during a budget debate of 2007, when the moderator at the time put it to Omar Davis and said, look at Mr. Shah's plan. How would you fund this? And Omar, well, we have to go beg, we have to go borrow, and we have to go tax.
A tax, yeah.
So the idea of growing the economy never even crossed in mind.
In mind, yeah. Them not offer to that.
And it's the same thing now with it. Even though you saw them, Mark Golden is this great banker. Mark Golden and Peter Bunting, they're only. Why did they sell DB&G in 2007? Because running a business when the PNP not in power is not the same.
Impossible. Impossible for run business under the Jamaica government, Jamaica Labour Party government, because they have to pay their fair share. They have to. You understand?
Pay them fair share.
That's why it's a Richard. That's why it's a Richard Azan and them come out and they go against the government. You understand? Because they have to pay them tax now, and then business are fail. Cause back then they never used to pay. Now they have to pay them money.
No, I want listen, all of them what you hear now, all of them is the best of them business. All of them business is doing extremely well. No, because guess what? There are more people in the workforce. The government has left more money in their pocket and they are spending it at these businesses. So no, all of them are. Jamaica Boilers recently spent $3 billion and an expansion to a new plant. And they say, guess what? People need more chicken. We have to produce more.
More hotels are coming on. More chicken is needed.
Yes.
But
right? So
listen to this, Chuck. Listen to this. There are measurements in economics that show a country that is underdeveloped, and most of the time it shows that it is based on corruption why it's underdeveloped and why certain things happen within that country. Yeah? If you are supposed to look at Jamaica from 2016 and say, look at Jamaica from 1990 to 2007, and you're going to use that same measurement to hold back Jamaica under those periods, and how Jamaica is the position Jamaica is in, there is no comparison as to say, where is the corruption in them time? Because really the way how we are moved, we were corrupt. We wouldn't have so much money go in the government coffer to be doing the things that we are doing to develop the infrastructure and the human capital at the same time. But if you look from 2000, if you look from 1990, 89, them time when it took over, and you look at the development, you can see that it was only a very few of elite people in Jamaica got super wealthy. And that is why you understand that corruption hold back a country. And when you use the measurement, you have to look, is the country moving forward? Is the country stagnant and not going anywhere? And when you look at where Jamaica is going, you cannot project corruption in a Jamaica right now as to, we're not saying that we are corrupt free. Yeah, and there is no country that is corrupt free. None. But if you use the measurement of where we are at, you would say we are managing Jamaica better and way better when it comes to corruption than 1990 to 2007.
Not only
Omala,
that.
you know, say Omala, if you remember good, the tax office, right? There's too much loophole in the tax office where people do too much hustling, where the money that they are going to people pocket and not in the government pocket. You understand? These are the little things where I want a little problem, you know.
Just a minute, there was a report that a woman sitting half a tree and a box beneath her foot with 600,000
Amali, you make a point too, you know, because I see a lot of the PNP operatives going around saying Margoli is gonna be a man who stamps out corruption, and Margoli is a man who is a man of integrity, and this government is the most corrupt government in history. No. What I always say to them is that you literally make a case for why we should vote for the JLP. Because if you're saying the PNP is not corrupt and them cannot run a country, so much so that in a time when economies worldwide were seeing growth, we had a domestic financial crisis, it simply means the JLP is doing more with less. They must be doing more with less. So essentially, who may not give? Although I say we're corrupt, you know. I want to say this also. There is no perfect human being in the world. The only perfect human being on this earth was Jesus Christ himself, if you believe in that. The only perfect human being. No, we don't compare. When you're doing statistics, when you're doing an analysis of anything, you don't analyze and give your findings based on the similarities. So if you're going to say this government is the most corrupt and the PNP is not corrupt, then the JLP has to be the better one for the job because he's able to do more with less. This party is, that would be your argument. Your argument as the PNP operative is this government produces more, gives more to the people, gives people better opportunity, put more money in the people's pocket while managing less, which makes no sense. So what is the point you're making?
Let's not forget that it was Portia Simpson Miller that went on the platform and admit that as a government, she was doing less with more.
I remember that.
As the prime minister,
let's also admit that the only person in the People's National Party with any integrity, where we can give anybody any integrity, when they were robbing Jamaica, was Ronald Tweed. That said, the transfer of resources from the poor to the rich.
PNP presided over the greatest transfer of wealth
that had any integrity. So Mark Golding cannot come now and talk about integrity when he was a part of when Ronald Tweed was talking.
I agree.
Not only that, he was the subject of Ronald Tweed's statement.
Okay.
But KD Knight say this man no fit. KD Knight, who is a seasoned politician and the man that bleed PNP blood. And if him say this man is not fit for this job, who am I to say otherwise?
KD Knight daughter wants to KD change his mind now.
You see it?
Yeah, in the KD daughter sit and KD change his mind.
KD also said in the 20 years that the PNP has presided over this country, he cannot within good conscience say they have done a good job. So why would I choose the People's National Party when the very men who represent the party say them not do a good job?
Chuck, I my constituency. You don't get beat.
Give her a seat and KD change his mind.
I know my constituency, Sharon.
Okay.
But you don't know, I won Delroy, Chuck.
Veteran.
I woke up, Chuck, and I get my books in the mailbox. My books came to me. I didn't have to go outside or anything to get my achievement books. I got 3. Yeah?
Wow.
So we know what's going on. If I get a flag, I put it for my gate.
All of my flag them now. My flag them I go up next week.
If I get a flag, I put it for the gate.
Well, say, it don't make no sense to no come.
It don't make no sense to no come. No, for real. Right. If I get a flag, I put it on my gate and let them know, say it don't make no sense.
What is what you want, a flag or a book? What is it?
A flag.
A flag or the book?
Me I go get a flag and put it up. Yo, we just have to do. We are in this right now where we have to reach out to the people. Keep reminding the people because the memory span and the media and so much information and all different type of things have them switching, all different type of places. So we have to just keep the focus on really which is the better party that serves your interest. And one of your biggest interests is your economic interest, the rising of your standard of living, the environment that you have gotten to, to develop yourself and stuff like this. Yeah, you can the facilities that the government provide for you to use so that your life can be better and stuff like this. And really, just keep telling them what it is that the government is really doing and what it is that has already been done and what it is that is in the future to come, and based on these projections. You see, a lot of Jamaicans must look at their vote. Just like our boilers would make a projection of a bright future. Their vote's supposed to be just like boilers, $8 million US dollars that them put up. Because now you are saying my $8 million is my vote. Investing in the future because I see a brighter, the projection is bright. Business people, only born, all of them not get up and put $1 billion come invest in Jamaica. These people make projection and do all their calculations and see what is going to be happening in the future. Your vote, you must look at your vote the same way. It's your investment. You are doing no different from these big corporations putting up their money. Your vote is your dollar. It's your dollar. It's your thing that you are investing into a government to say, I shall reap the benefit because I have invested into you. No different from these corporations investing in their corporations. So if the corporations can see the benefit ahead and making these projections, it is best for us to follow these people. And that is why I'm saying, Jamaicans, wake up. We don't have to look too far. Look at what is going on and look at the investments that are being made in Jamaica. And you now come and make your investment by making your vote right beside the bell.
I want to say now, it is being made to seem that having foreign investment is a very dreadful thing for our country. Because I go on forums and I hear people say, see, foreign people want to invest in our country. As though that is a bad thing. And these are the people who are going to go out early on election morning to vote, saying that it's a bad thing that people have the confidence to step outside of their foreign country and come into our little country to invest real dollars, and saying that is a bad thing.
But
I heard you.
What they might do is they might put everything on the wall and see what people are going to hate. This bad, that bad. But let me say now, if you listen to the PNP, those of you who like me go around and you listen to them on different platforms, the PNP reasoning is upside down. For them, the JUTC that is now serving 9 parishes, mash up. That's how them reason. Which is why then we tell you, say, Andrew Atifa Mark honest. Because them look at things opposite. When they do something good, it's bad. When they do bad, it's good. Just follow them reasoning. The road in Jamaica, the worst we ever see. When we have a program, we are fixing. Or why you can't go when the every indicator tells you it's the strongest it has ever been. Just listen to them and you will learn.
But Chuck, you know, from 2016 to 2025, local investors have outweighed foreign investors in Jamaica.
Yes.
Yo, so
local brands.
So you see, people are just talking because there is more to talk, but they lack knowledge of what's really going on. Local investors, and it is always better for your local investors to have confidence in the economy because they are the ones that are here. And when others see that they are investing, then they will come. May I tell Jamaicans, just Jamaicans, just believe me. The same way all these companies take up billions of dollars investing in Jamaica, all you have to do is just go mark the X beside the bed. That is your investment in Jamaica. Now actually not much, a little bit out of your time, and just go down there and let's hold the government accountable after the election. We don't need no opposition come here. What people are talking about? You know, we need no opposition because they hear this type of noise in the Western world that we need opposition, we need this and we need that. So they just keep repeating. But there are a lot of countries in the world that doesn't have an opposition and are running very well, way better than country where the opposition. We the people will put down the green shirt and the bell and everything and start saying, Jamaica, we need to hold Andrew accountable so that Jamaica can move forward. When it comes to say, yes, a Jamaica time now, we are going to hold him accountable and we're not going to run from that responsibility. Yeah, we're not going to run from that responsibility. So right at this moment, Jamaicans, we have a responsibility. No different. We to make the people that are putting up billions of dollars feel confident in that which they have also feel already by putting our X right beside the bell. Because a lot of them, their projection that they're making to invest in Jamaica is based on this government continuing the policies that this government is carrying out. And as the more Jamaica grow, the more Jamaica becomes competitive, the more there are certain things that we are going to definitely work in the third term to make Jamaicans benefit more, because we have to understand that policies are like tradition and culture. They take long to change and some of them take long to give result. We never start feel the JPS and high energy bill as soon as them sign the contract. But over a period of time, we start feeling it. So we have to understand that things sometimes just don't change overnight. It will change though, as long as we keep Andrew Holness in our power. That is saying where he is in the interest of Jamaicans. We have seen where almost every time they go and make a deal or make a policy, it's always in the interest of Jamaican people. Keeping more of their money in their pocket, benefiting more from Jamaica, enjoying Jamaica more. All we say, put the X beside put the bell there ring, put it there.
That's why Andrew, I send him this prime minister, because when he borrow money, he say, he borrow it in a overseas money, he borrow it in a Jamaican currency. That is difference between a good prime minister and with a good leader and a good finance minister. The finance borrow money in a year money. You know, borrow money in the next money because it costs you more money to pay back.
I have a question, Amalo. So for the people who are saying that, or that we are sitting on platforms and we're talking every day, for the people who saying, yes, the economy, this is happening and that's happening, for the ones that are not feeling it right today, what would you say to those folks?
Chuck, you want me to tell them?
You may talk to Amalo. I'm not talking to Chuck, I'm talking to you.
I think he was talking to everybody. So you're saying, what are we supposed to say to the people that that are not feeling it? All right, let me try to use an analogy. Mom and pop inside the house, we have 3 kids inside. They have 3 kids inside there. The restructuring of the house based on them just get back a job and you know, the bills to pay, the mortgage them and all of these things, Medicare, healthcare and all of these things, schools, a little bit of school fee for extra lessons and all of these things. We may only can do say the kids can't get a certain type of vacation. They can't get a certain type of show. They can't get a certain type of clothes. So they are not feeling the job that mom and pop have yet. Because mom and pop is stabilizing to make sure that when they are going to let them enjoy the jobs that they now have, is that they're not going to be in problem paying the bills. A lot of Jamaicans at this moment are not going to feel the full effects of the economy. And there are a lot of factors to it. Remember, Andrew Holness inherited a Jamaica where a lot of people were underskilled. They never had the skill based on the jobs them that are out there that can pay you a certain amount of money. And then you have a big pool of unskilled workers. And the big pool of unskilled workers, down at the end, like the fast food chains, don't really pay that much above minimum wage. Now, Andrew Holness has said, in order to deal with this situation, that everybody can feel the effect of what is going on, we have to add value to our people by simply putting them into art to add value to them. There's a demand because their skill is more in demand and it requires more money to hire that skill. So in the process of training and developing, it's the same thing. Mom and pop make sure that they stabilize the household before they
go right, you know. You're not supposed to go right. You're on the right track. You're doing fine.
I did? Oh.
Yeah, but you was gonna go. Oh, I'm sorry, guys.
That if everybody is going to share in the shared prosperity, because the policies that are being made are not for a few Jamaicans. But at the same